You went to a small, cozy town with your friends. Unfortunately, all the hotels are booked, so you only have these two accommodation options. Take a closer look at the pictures posted by homeowners and decide which house is safe to stay in. You better choose the right house. Take a look at the left house. See this knife over there? It's levitating. This place is definitely haunted. Two girls go down to a dark basement. The door slams behind their backs. The girls scream. After a storm, the power's out. So one of them switches on the flashlight on her phone. They see 3 doors. Something's moving behind the first one. It's a hungry zombie. A big fire is raging behind the second door, and if the girls open the third door, they'll see exposed live electrical wires. Which door should they choose? They should opt for the third door. Hey, the power's out, and the wires are totally harmless. One lighthouse keeper has been lonely for so long that one day he lost his marbles. When tourists arrived at his lighthouse to marvel at the views, he locked them all inside and made them swallow pills, telling them that some of those pills were harmless and some were poison. The tourists had to take the pills. Strangely, all of them ended up in a hospital. What trick did the man use to poison all the tourists? The poison was in the water the lighthouse keeper gave the tourists to help them swallow the pills. Andrew and his friend Kenneth went to the beach. Andrew played volleyball with Gary, a guy they met there. The game ended in a tie, and Andrew ordered a lemonade at a beach bar. After drinking it, he lost consciousness. It turned out Andrew had been poisoned. The police questioned the suspects. Kenneth said the barman had put something in Andrew's drink. The barman claimed that Gary lost the game and wanted to get revenge. Gary said that after the game, he'd been swimming in the sea. Who poisoned Andrew? The barman. He lied about Gary losing the game to frame the guy. Now look at this intersection very attentively. Can you figure out what's wrong here? Have you paid attention to the traffic lights? There's the color purple instead of green. Two guys are staring at themselves in the mirror. They both look wealthy, but one of them is actually poor and is just pretending. Which one is it? Write your answer in the comments. A small hint, the mirror seems to be magic. The guy in a blue shirt is actually far from successful. In the mirror, he looks like a rich businessman, but look at his real-life clothes. They're old, and there's even a little hole in his shirt. He must be quite poor. Tim worked on a cruise ship. One day, the captain asked him to go to the hold and get supplies. But as the man was walking down the ladder, it broke, and the man fell to the floor of the hold. He couldn't get out. Sometime later, he discovered there was a hole in the side of the ship. More and more water was getting inside through this hole. How can Tim get out? He can put on one of the life jackets that are in the room and wait for the water to fill the hole. The water will lift him, and he'll be able to push the door open. Students knew they would have an exam on Friday, but their strict professor didn't tell them the exact time. When one guy plucked up the courage to ask about it, he got a weird reply. 11 plus 2 equals 1. Figure out how much 10 plus 6 is. That's the time of the exam. Do you know when the student should meet with their professor? At 4 p.m., 11 o'clock plus 2 hours is 1 p.m. Then 10 o'clock and 6 hours is 4 p.m. Due to a technical issue, two families were given the same seats on a plane flying to France. The airline representative offered one of the families to upgrade to business class, but not for free. Which family is rich enough to pay the price? The family on the left is rich. They have modern suitcases covered with stickers. They have money to travel a lot. The family on the right looks well off, but they have old and worn-out suitcases with scratches. They probably spent all their money on designer clothes and jewelry to show off. These are two sisters, Maria and Hannah. The girls' relatives have found out that one of them has recently won the lottery. Neither of the sisters wants to admit it's her because they suspect that the relatives will want some of the money. But one nosy aunt has managed to sneak a peek at the girls' apartments. Here are the pictures she took. Which of the sisters is now rich? Maria. High heels, a fancy dress, and a fridge filled to the brim. She looks like someone who's finally managed to get their hands on big money. Oliver was walking near the river in the evening when a group of people dressed in black caught him. All of them were wearing masks. Their leader offered Oliver 3 options. They could throw the guy into the sea with hungry piranhas, he could choose to end up in the ocean swarming with sharks, or he could opt for a river with hippos. Which should Oliver choose to survive? Piranhas only live in fresh water. The guy should pick the sea with piranhas. Look at these dishes very attentively. Do you think any of them isn't safe to eat? Look at this piece of cake. There's a spider on it. And is it spinning a tiny web? Well, I wouldn't eat this dessert if I were you. Both of these ladies are in a terrible hurry. They're going to be late for work. But while one of them might still get to the office on time, the other is definitely doing something wrong and won't make it. Put those attention skills of yours to good use and share your ideas in the comments. The first lady is bound to be late for work. She's trying to style her hair, but the tool she is using is unplugged. Mia got a message from the building security that a dangerous criminal had sneaked into the office where she worked. She needed to get out of there as soon as possible. She was running toward the elevators when both of them simultaneously opened their doors. Inside, there were suspicious-looking guys. Which elevator should Mia enter? The second elevator. The criminal has just entered the building. He can't be coming from upstairs. Luna has 2 friends, Jack and Owen, who don't know each other. On her birthday, the girl wants to go to the movies with the guys. But if she invites the guys, she's going to pay. What is cheaper, to invite both guys at the same time or go to the movies with each of them in turn? It'll cost the girl less to invite her 2 friends at the same time. This way, she'll only have to buy 3 tickets. And if she goes with each of them, she'll pay for 4 tickets. A wealthy businessman disappeared right from his home one afternoon. The detective arrived and questioned everyone who was in the house at that time. The cook said she had been preparing dinner and hadn't left the kitchen. The maid claimed she had been cleaning the dining room after lunch, and the wife said she had been sunbathing and swimming in the pool. The detective immediately realized who was behind the man's disappearance. Do you know the answer? It was the wife. Look outside, it's fall, and there's no water in the swimming pool. A man was in a 9-story building when a fire started. He jumped out of the window and didn't get any injuries. How is it possible? The man was on the first floor when he jumped out of the window.